Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the P-Bandai exclusive Master Grade Polypod Ball from Build Divers. Now, I said Gundam Build Divers, but this is actually technically from the side story manga of Build Divers, so this is not like going to be seen in the anime as far as I can tell. Now, this is the Polypod Ball, which is basically a ball for land-ground usage, and I've always wondered or imagined what a land usage or ground usage ball would look like, and I think this version or this concept aced that aspect. Now, once again, before I start the review, I just want to mention that I never actually built or reviewed the ball before, so I might lose a few aspects or terms, but keep that in mind. Also, once again, this being a ball, there's not much to show. Despite those spider legs, it's still a ball, and there's not much gimmicks or stuff because yeah, it's a ball. So anyway, let's get on with the review. Now, first of all, let's do our usual. We're going to go with its components and then articulation if there are any to show and other stuff. Now, you aren't really seeing the kit on my typical rotation stand because this thing cannot go up there because of those legs. Or should I say my rotation stand is not as wide or big enough to support the kit. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so let's go with the components. First of all, what you get, of course, as obvious, the Polypod Ball with this 120mm cannon, as far as I know. And let's go with the leftover parts, which aren't that much, but here are the stuff that I cut off. These are from, I forgot which plate, but these are the parts. You can see these pegs. These pegs are the parts that connect the legs of the spider legs onto the kit. So basically, you get a whole extra. So if you, in case you break a peg here, you can replace it with these. So that's definitely a good thing. And this isn't exactly a leftover piece, but you do get polycaps, but not your typical rubberish. Your typical polycap plate. This is more rubbery, and they all have different shapes for that. So I guess those who built the ball before should know what I mean. But yeah, Master Grade Ball, of course. And we get these two parts, which I have no idea what they're for. I'm assuming that these are for a different type of ball connector, arm connector. So yeah, and this part, which if I have to guess, is the top cover, or at least top and bottom cover for the ball. If you don't want to use the cannon, if you don't want to have the thruster on the bottom, I guess you can cover it up with these, but I could be totally wrong, so that's my guess. And okay, that's it for the leftover parts, and here are some decals. Now, usually for P-Bandai kits, my experience, you're supposed to get water slides, but this time they give you dry transfers, which I really don't mind because I prefer dry transfers, and I'm seeing a lot of good dry transfers here, so I might use this for something else. And you get a sticker decal sheet, which my camera's having a hard time, taking it in, but yeah, there's nothing too special. There's mostly like these white lines and small symbols saying warning and yada yada, I think. Yeah, all these small symbols that, yeah, those who are really crazy for extra details would love. And here we have some pilot figurines. Now, you get 3. One is inside the cockpit, and you get 2. One is doing a cross arm, and the other one is just standing there. So these are, I don't think these are actually certain special typical pilots. These are just random pilots, I think. Yeah, I think they are. Anyway, let's get on with the review. Now, once again, I just said there's not much to show, so hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying, because it's a ball. Okay, so let's start with its cannon. The cannon can rotate 360, which is a very good thing. And then it can go, let's see, it can go up that much, and then down that much. That's actually a pretty good angle, if you ask me. And that's pretty much it. And despite having those crankish things, there's not much to do. I mean, it's not like a crank, it just moves. And the interesting part is that they only use one polycab on one side to make this stiff, not loose, but I kind of found it a little bit interesting. Okay, now let's look at the main body system. Now here is the ball. You can open the cockpit if you want to do so. Let's hope I can do this. Yes, you have to pull it out a little bit and then reveal it up, and then you can see the pilot inside. That's once again a generic pilot A. And you can close it up. Now, I think it would have been more awesome if the clear piece here was another clear green, but that's just me. And as far as I know, these parts on the top, I remember I can move a little bit. I can move these a little bit up and bottom, but the manual does tell me that it has to be standing or facing outwards. Then again, I'm not sure if you'll be using this on ground usage. That's kind of my question here. And for the ball, I believe this specific ball is based on the ball type C because of these arms. Because the normal ball only has like one arm, but this thing has like four. And once again, I personally, for this one, I really don't know what's going on with the arms. But first of all, this gray section here on this section, which looks like it's folded up, this is one of those rubber polycab areas. This thing itself is connected to a ball joint, as a ball joint, and that's why you can move this like this, up and down, sideways, if you want to. So there's not much movement, but yeah, you do have a decent amount of movement for a ball. And then on this middle section here, you can move the entire thing up and down if you want to do so, up, down. So I'm not sure if it's like exactly a 90-degree, but I think it's about 80 or 70 degrees bend. And then you can also move the arms individually up and down for this one. And so once again, you can go back that much, and that's definitely more than a 90-degree bend. And there's another bend on the claw itself. You can move this section up and down if you want to do so, and there you can move the clamps if you want to do so. It's a claw arm. So, and there's same goes for the bottom section, which I'm not really too sure what's going on here. I'm not sure what this specific part is for. Maybe it's for like forklifting, maybe moving containers, but yeah, that's just my guess. Also, you can divide the arms and legs, or arm and the main pod like this. Come on, come out. There we go, and we can remove it like this if you want to do so, I guess. And this would make it into a normal armless ball, and because you have all these thrusters and the moving thruster on the bottom. Yeah. And I should mention that this thing does not actually require any stickers, which I assume the other Master Grade balls also don't require as well. And here we go, we have some moving thrusters on the backpack. Oh, what's wrong with this? But yeah, there's some moving thrusters here. Okay, there we go. And then this is how the legs are connected. Yeah, so each leg is connected to a peg on the end of the tips here, right over here. So I'm gonna reconnect this and show you guys the articulation. It somehow just clips in. There's like, I'm not sure how this actually connects, but it actually works for some reason. And someone was asking me if the legs can actually support the middle section, and I'm gonna say yes, because as you can see, nothing is other than the extra spider legs, nothing is touching the bottom, and it's still up. So yeah, that's definitely meaning it's supporting the entire kit. Of course, once you position all the legs and then put it on the ground, the middle section will go down a little bit. So there is a little bit of weight, but I think it's enough to support the entire kit as well. Okay, now let's look at the legs. Some people were asking me regarding legs of how much movement it has. I'm gonna say each of these four legs are the exact same build. So there's no build difference for the bottom, for the front, back, or left and right. They're all the exact same build. So I'm just gonna show you guys only one articulation of the leg, and that means that's exactly the same for all of it. So first of all, we have the bend right over here. We have the bend for it can go up that much and down that much. So I'm not gonna say it's like not exactly 90-degree bend, but about 70-ish. Yeah, I'm not really good with those kind of terms, but yeah. And then we have another bend here, which you can see there's some pistons actions going on, and you have to push this part in. You have to push it in, and then it goes, and then this will push it in and go up. And if you can pull it out, it will go down. And that's pretty much it for the bend. And then we have the end tip here, which can go down. It can, bend that much, go up that much, and then I'm not sure if this is what they call a pivot, but the tip itself can go left and right like that, left and right. Now it's not exactly a 90-degree, but it still works, and this is not a ball joint, so be careful not to force it. And then also someone was asking me if this thing actually has like a, how should I say, like a swivel joint, and the answer is yes, because on the promo pics there was a picture of this guy like having all the legs to the side, like side like this. So yeah, you do get a swivel if you call it that, and then also the leg can move like as far as it can go like this. So it has like another extra rotating leg if you want to do so. and that would apply to every other leg on this kit. So I'm not gonna show you guys each and 4 individual legs. That would not make sense. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, I mentioned this before, but despite what it is, it's still a ball. So there's not much to show. This is like one of those master grade kits where it's basically the reason you're buying this is for the same reason that people buy the master grade ball. Some people buy it because it's a cheap master grade. Some people just buy it because it's a ball. I mean, the ball is a pretty interesting. How should I say? It's another interesting aspect of the Gundam franchise that some people actually do love, and there's like, I also personally like the concept of specifically this. I didn't buy this for the gimmicks. Honestly, I bought it for what it is, a ground usage ball type. So yeah, hopefully I showed you guys everything. And once again, if you're a big fan of the Master Grade balls, that kind of like sounded weird, but anyway, if you're a big fan of the concept of this kit, definitely go get it. I mean, it's not a really expensive kit for a Master Grade, and yeah, it's a really fun build despite how simple it is. Um, there was something I was actually gonna try to say, but I kind of forgot what that was. But anyway, yeah, for a ball, there's not much to show, but that's because, once again, as I mentioned, it's a ball, so there's not much to do, but it's a really interesting concept kit. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the review, and hopefully it was helpful, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching the review. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. And also, if I got anything wrong, leave a comment below as well. Until then, see you guys next time!